5 years ago, I met Emily Carter at a friend's party. She was stunning, confident, glowing under the lights. Everyone noticed her when she walked in. Long dark hair, perfect smile, flawless skin. I couldn't take my eyes off her. We started talking, and I felt like I'd known her forever. She laughed at my jokes, leaned in when I spoke. It felt easy, natural, real. We started dating a few weeks later. In the beginning, everything was beautiful. She made me feel alive, important, seen. She always had her phone in her hand. Photos, stories, videos, her world was online. At first, I thought it was just a hobby. But soon, it became clear it was her entire identity. Every meal had to be photographed. Every weekend trip needed the perfect angle. If the lighting wasn't right, we didn't eat yet. I was just the guy behind the camera. Her boyfriend turned into a background prop. Still, I loved her. Or maybe I loved the version I saw. She called herself a brand consultant. But really, she worked part-time and posted pictures of coffee. She earned less than half of what I made. Yet she acted like she ran an empire. I didn't care about the money. I cared about the way she looked at me when no one else was watching. Those moments felt rare but powerful. She always talked about growth, engagement, followers. I talked about real things, work, family, the future. We were speaking different languages, but didn't know it yet. When I told her I loved her, she smiled and took a selfie. When I brought flowers, she filmed a story about them. When we went out, she posed before sitting down. Every date became a scene. Every kiss had to be camera ready. I tried to ignore it. I told myself it didn't matter. But the truth was, I was disappearing. The real me was fatting into her highlight reel. Sometimes, I'd ask her to just be present. She'd roll her eyes and say I didn't understand. She wanted to be someone, to be known, to be seen. I already thought she was enough. She didn't believe me. I started feeling like a ghost in my own relationship. She smiled for the audience, not for me. I was there, but invisible. I told myself love required patience. Maybe she would grow out of it. Maybe one day, she'd see that I was real. But every post, every filter, every fake caption pushed her further away. Still, I stayed. Because when she wasn't online, she was warm, funny, charming. She rested her head on my chest and whispered dreams about our future. I believed her. I wanted to believe her. I thought I could save us from the world she was addicted to. I was wrong. I didn't realize it then, but I was falling in love with an illusion. A version of her that only existed when the cameras were off. And soon, that version would disappear too. It started with my promotion. A massive project finished ahead of schedule. My boss handed me a huge bonus. $280,000 after taxes. I was proud. I thought Emily would be too. At first, she was thrilled. She started planning vacations, new apartments, new cars. She talked about luxury before I even spent a dime. I told her I wanted to pause for a bit. Take 6 months off, maybe start my own business. She said she supported me completely. That lasted 2 weeks. Then came the comments. So what did you do today, Jake? Video games again. My friend's boyfriend just made partner. Must be nice to do nothing all day. She laughed when she said it, but it wasn't funny. Every sentence became a tiny cut. I ignored it. I told myself she was stressed. Then she insisted I attend her company dinner. She said it would look bad if I didn't. People expect to meet you, she said. I didn't want to go. Her coworkers were shallow, obsessed with followers. But I went anyway. Big mistake. The restaurant was loud, expensive, full of fake smiles. People took pictures of their food before eating. Emily was glowing in the center of it all. Then she stood up with a glass of wine. Can I just say something? She began. Everyone clapped politely. I'm so grateful for my team, she said. Then she turned toward me. And I want to thank my boyfriend, Jake, for being here tonight. I smiled. Then she said the next line. Even though he's been unemployed for 7 months now. Laughter rippled across the table. My stomach dropped. She smirked. Sorry, I mean between opportunities, right, babe? More laughter. Someone snorted, trying not to laugh too loud. I sat there frozen. She kept going. It's been so hard supporting a full-grown man who plays Xbox all day. Her boss leaned in. Girl, you're a saint, she said, laughing. Emily was performing now. The best part, he cries after sex, every single time. The table exploded. People were slapping the table, wiping tears. I felt my face burning. She looked at me, still smiling. Oh, come on, babe, it's just a joke. It was. It was the moment I stopped existing to her. I set my fork down, buttoned my jacket, and walked out. No words. No anger. Just silence. No one followed me. Through the window, I saw them laughing again. Maybe talking about how dramatic I was. She had turned me into content. My pain was entertainment. She told my most private moment to a room full of strangers. And they laughed. I walked 9 blocks in silence. The air felt cold and sharp. For the first time in years, everything was clear. I wasn't her partner. I was her prop. And that night, I promised myself something. I would never let anyone make me small again. Not her. Not anyone. That night, I packed everything I owned. 2 bags, my laptop, a few clothes, my grandfather's watch. I left my apartment before sunrise. No note, no explanation. Just gone. I deleted my Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, everything. I wiped my phone, bought a cheap prepaid one. New number, new email. I drove until the city disappeared, my rearview mirror. I didn't stop until I reached Denver. A basement room for $750 a month. Cold, damp, quiet. Perfect. For the first time in years, no one expected anything from me. No fake smiles, no cameras. Just me and my thoughts. I spent days thinking about what went wrong. About how I had become someone's punchline. Then I stopped thinking and started working. I had an idea from my old job. Contractors losing money renting heavy equipment. What if they could rent directly from each other? Peer-to-peer. Simple, efficient, real. I started sketching it out. 12-hour days turned into 14. Coffee and code. Sleep became optional. I hired a developer in Poland, talented and cheap. We worked non-stop. 3 months later, we had our first paying customer. $120 a month. I celebrated alone in that cold basement. It felt better than any dinner party ever could. Emily was still online. I didn't look, but friends sent me screenshots. She was acting like the victim. Just one harmless joke, her caption said. The video went viral, millions of views. People laughed, people argued. Some defended her. Some called her cruel. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. While she chased likes, I chased progress. 10 customers. 25. 60. Revenue grew. I built a small team. Developers, customer support. People who cared about real work, not followers. 6 months later, we hit 22,000 in monthly revenue. A year later, 118,000. Investors started calling. I didn't post about it. Didn't announce it. Silence became my armor. Every dollar earned was proof. Every late night was payback. I wasn't building a business to impress anyone. I was building it to prove them wrong. Especially her. I called the parent company, Prove Them. It felt right. The pain she gave me became purpose. The humiliation became hunger. The silence became strength. In Denver's cold nights, I stopped being a victim. I became something else. Focused, relentless, free. I no longer needed her to see my worth. The world didn't need to, either. I knew who I was now. And that was enough. While I was building in silence, Emily was chasing noise. Her video from that dinner went viral overnight. 2.4 million views in 3 days. She laughed on podcasts. She called it a funny story about dating failure. People followed her out of curiosity. Her Instagram jumped from 11,000 to 60,000. She thought fame meant forgiveness. She started getting small brand deals. Cheap jewelry, teeth whitening kits. 200 here, 400 there. She acted like she was a celebrity. Meanwhile, her real job paid barely $38,000 a year. She could barely cover rent. But her feed said otherwise. Luxury angles, fake smiles, cropped out furniture. Everything looked perfect until you looked too closely. I didn't check her profile, but friends sent updates. They said she was glowing online and crumbling offline. The agency she worked for started falling apart. Her boss owed the IRS hundreds of thousands. The business shut down overnight. No severance, no warning. Emily posted a long caption about trusting the journey. She was terrified. She tried freelancing. $2,000 a month if she was lucky. Rent alone was higher. Her credit cards maxed out fast. Still, she pretended everything was fine. She posted quotes about resilience and empowerment. The irony was painful. Her best friend, Danielle, got engaged and disappeared. Their friendship had always been for show. Now Emily was alone. She started posting more revealing photos. Desperate for engagement. The comments got darker, grosser, colder. Strangers offered to pay her bills. She laughed it off, but she was breaking. Then her car got repossessed. The same BMW I used to insure for her. She pretended it was a lifestyle choice. Embracing minimalism, she wrote with prayer emojis. In truth, she was taking buses and rides from friends. Her apartment shrank from a modern space to a small studio. Still, she cropped the photos to hide it. Everything was about illusion. Everything was about keeping up appearances. But the algorithm didn't care about her feelings. Engagement dropped. Brands stopped calling. Followers unfollowed. The digital crowd that once adored her vanished overnight. She was left with silence. The same silence I had lived through years before. But hers was empty. Mine had meaning. I used it to rebuild. She used it to hide. When I read about her losing everything, I didn't feel joy. Just distance. We had lived 2 opposite lives. One built on reality. One built on illusion. Her world had finally collapsed under its own weight. And for the first time, karma didn't need witnesses. It worked quietly, perfectly, without me lifting a finger. She destroyed herself trying to impress people who never cared. And I kept building something that actually mattered. 3 years later, everything had changed. My company was thriving beyond anything I imagined. 340,000 in monthly revenue. 18 employees. An office in San Diego with ocean views. I still avoided publicity. No interviews, no social media, no spotlight. Just results. The name on the door said Prove Them Industries. Every time I saw it, I remembered that dinner. Not with anger. With clarity. The past didn't hurt anymore. It just reminded me who I'd become. Then one day, my investor asked me to attend a conference. Good connections, he said. I didn't want to go, but I agreed. Thousands of people, panels, cameras. I hated the noise, but I showed up. After my talk, I grabbed a coffee. And then I heard it. Jake, oh my God, Jake Williams. Her voice froze me. I turned and saw her. Emily. Older, thinner, nervous. She wore business clothes, holding a clipboard. Her smile was trembling. "Wow, I didn't think I'd see you here," she said. I nodded. "I'm working registration and vendor support," she added quickly. Her tone was too bright, too forced. "Crazy, right? From brand consultant to conference staff." I said nothing. She laughed softly, awkwardly. "You look good. Successful. I saw your name on the schedule." Her eyes flicked to my badge. "Prove them Industries," she whispered. "That's yours, isn't it?" I nodded again. She exhaled, her voice shaking. "I always knew you'd do something great." The lie was almost gentle. She shifted her weight, avoiding my eyes. "Maybe we could grab lunch sometime, just to catch up." "I'm busy," I said. "Just coffee then, please." Something in her tone made me pause. "Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Fifth Avenue Cafe." She smiled, relief flooding her face. "Thank you, Jake, really, thank you." I walked away before she could say more. That night, curiosity got the better of me. I searched her online. Her Instagram was almost empty. Old photos gone. Only motivational quotes and apologies left. 1,000 followers. Her bio said, freelance consultant and learner of lessons. Her LinkedIn told the truth. Short-term contracts. Nothing stable. She had fallen far. Part of me felt pity. The rest felt nothing. The next morning, I went to the cafe. She was already there, 2 coffees on the table. "You still take it black," she said softly. We talked. She apologized. She cried. She said she had changed, grown, learned humility. I listened in silence. When she reached for my hand, I pulled back. "I'm glad you've changed," I said. "But that doesn't change anything between us." She stared at me, eyes wet. "Is it serious, the person you're with?" "Yes," I lied. When she asked about the company name, I stood up. "It means a lot of things," I said. Then I walked away. Through the window, I saw her crying again. This time, I didn't feel broken. I felt free. Weeks passed after that coffee meeting. I barely thought about her anymore. My days were full of meetings, projects, decisions. Then one night, my phone buzzed. A new email from an unfamiliar address. The subject line read, "Please, please read this." It was from Emily. Her words were desperate, trembling on the screen. She said she had lost her job months ago. She said no one would hire her. That her savings were gone. She was behind on rent. Her roommates wanted her out. She had nowhere to go. Her parents were retired, living on a small pension. She said she had burned every bridge, including mine. But she was begging for help. "Not money," she wrote. "Just a job. Any job, I'll do anything." She said she'd changed, that she was finally ready to work. She said she regretted everything. She said she still thought about that night. The laughter, the look on my face. She said it haunted her. I read the email twice. Then I set my phone down. I stared at the ocean for a long time. Part of me felt sympathy. The other part remembered everything. The jokes, the humiliation, the tears. I didn't reply. A week later, another email arrived. Longer. More desperate. She said she had been kicked out. She was sleeping on couches. She had 4 days left before she'd have to move back home. She said she was humiliated, broken, lost. She begged again. "Please, Jake, I know I don't deserve it, but please." I showed the emails to my friend Mark. He read them slowly. "That's rough," he said. "Are you going to help her?" "I don't know," I said. "Maybe she needs to hit rock bottom." "Or maybe," he said, "you could be the bigger person." I thought about that for days. Then I wrote back. "Emily, I'm sorry you're struggling, truly. But I can't help you. Not because I want to hurt you, but because helping you wouldn't help you. You need to rebuild on your own. Delete social media. Start small. Find real work. Learn real patience. Pain is what teaches us to change. I wish you the best. Take care of yourself. I hit send before I could change my mind. Her reply came within an hour. It was full of rage. You have millions, and you can't spare 5,000. You're selfish. You always were. You loved playing the victim. I made you. That dinner made you successful. When I'm back on top, don't you dare come crawling back. That was the real Emily. No mask, no lessons. Just bitterness. I blocked her email, her number, everything. And that was it. No more noise. No more ghosts from the past. I went outside, watched the ocean again. The same ocean I had stared at the night she humiliated me. But this time, I wasn't angry. I wasn't broken. I was at peace. Because the truth is simple. You don't have to destroy anyone. You just have to outgrow them. Months later, my company was acquired. $18 million in total. After taxes and payouts, I walked away with $36.7 million. No announcement, no celebration online. Just quiet gratitude. I bought a small house by the ocean. Every morning, I drank coffee and watched the sunrise. No cameras, no audience. Just peace. Emily faded completely from my world. Her name no longer carried any weight in my mind. Sometimes I wondered if she ever changed. If she finally learned what real life costs. But then I remembered her last message. The anger, the blame, the denial. And I knew she hadn't. I stopped checking. I stopped caring. The past was gone, buried under the sound of the waves. Everything she took from me, I rebuilt stronger. Everything she mocked became my power. Success didn't heal the pain. Time did. Silence did. And the best revenge wasn't revenge at all. It was peace. Because when you finally let go of the people who broke you, you don't rise to hurt them. You rise because they no longer can touch you.